Hi guys, hey, Dale Walker here at Holeshot Performance Products. I've been in my Dyno room for a couple days now, off and on, finishing up my FZ-07 Yamaha project. What we're going to do on this bike is we're going to use the Aero full system with their muffler. I'm a distributor now for Aero also, and my own Holeshot Super Tune Pro tuner. It's a Dobeck product. This one's specifically designed for me with my parameters, and then I tune it and I preset the tuner for my tune. Top airbox lid removed, can-in filter installed with the full Aero, and we will be offering a slight discount on a package price for those both together. Or I can sell you my tuner that will work with any pipe. And I'll preset it for you so you don't have to hassle with dyno runs or anything. It's be all dialed in. So let's get started. This is one of the better pulls and made with the stock bike. It repeated 66 horsepower a few times. Here's one of the 66. Nice flat torque curve. Gotta admit that 700 Yamaha motor with the cross-plane crank is a wonderful engine. So anyway, there's the stock pull, and then we go into run number 63. 63 is the full Aero with my tune. That's one of the best pulls. I did break 72 a few times. Trying to just move it so you can read it a little better, but 72.25, 50.83 foot-pounds of torque. But if you look at the torque curve, right off the bat, this one I just didn't happen to, it's about 2300 is where I start the pulls, but it's ahead everywhere. And this is huge. This is, 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're talking 6-7 foot-pounds more torque here. This is at 5,000 RPM right here. This is at 4,000 RPM. This is at 3,000 RPM. So 6 grand, 7 grand torque curve. Even though it's past its peak, it's still way ahead all the way. This is 10,000, and then right there is about 10.5. On the tack it's almost 11, and that's where it hits the rev limiter. That's real RPM. And then the horsepower, same thing. We're making huge gains up in the middle here. I mean, this is a lot. At 5,000 right here, we're talking 2, 4, 6. It's about 6 horsepower. So it's 4 to 6 horsepower gain at 9 grand is pretty much close to the peak, 88 to 9,000. That's where you're making a solid, 6 horsepower or so. And it doesn't really fall off. If you look all the way to the rev limiter, we got the big gap over a stock bike. But fueling is really nice. It runs perfect. There's no little flat spots. Nice and smooth. I got the air fuel around 13.5 at light steady cruise, so it's still get good, decent fuel mileage. Maybe a little less than stock, but it's certainly not going to go to hell on you. Okay, so now what I'll do, this by the way, 63 is without the DB killer or the quiet core insert that Aero makes. I'll show you with the quiet core insert. That's run number 88. I only did about 4 runs just to see what it would match, and I'm really finicky about my room. I keep it controlled temperature within 1 to 2 degrees, and the humidity also within 1 to 2%. And otherwise it's not going to tell me what I'm doing right. So it lost a little bit way upstairs. It still made 69.95, so it still made basically 70 horsepower. And it actually made 51 foot-pounds of torque, but not everywhere. Only peak torque, just beat it a little bit. This is your torque here. But the reason is the engine isn't really under big load yet when it's coming up through the middle, so it doesn't really hurt it. Right here under load it hurt it just barely, maybe 1 foot-pound, but it didn't take a huge dump. This is your power line. Up here, of course, because the engine's wound up tight, and finally you get more restriction going through the DB killer. Right in here. That's 8 grand, 9 grand, 10 grand, okay? So Yeah, if it was my daily driver, I'd probably want the DB killer in it because it sounds just right with it in it. Still making big gains over stock. Blue lines are stock, you know. But hey, it's up to you. Some guys like them loud. So anyway, I'll have all this on my site soon. We'll have a, like I said, package price of somewhat of a little discount if you buy the full arrow header and my tuner, a Holeshot Super Tune Pro at the same time. We'll have these dyno charts, some videos and stuff. So take a look at www.holeshot.com, and I should have this FZ-07 site section coming up there pretty soon. Okay, thanks for looking.